Welcome to Shape the Podcast, a podcast all about maintaining mental health by sharing stories from those who have overcome negative experiences and feelings, then turned them into something positive. Meet your host.
Oh, hey, what's up, everybody? Hey, Jason, how are you? Oh, that's right. Jason's not here tonight. Sorry to disappoint everybody. Jason and his wife, Amy, are flying back from Texas because they went to the You Matter Beard Mustache competition over the weekend that a good friend of ours, Shannon Klinkenbeard, put on. And so they are probably in Atlanta right now, switching over to fly back home to Connecticut. So you're stuck with me. Sorry, but hope everybody's had a great week. I tell you, here in Ohio and probably everywhere else, we're getting ready for the great Snowmageddon, right? Where it might snow 1 inch, it might snow 8 inches, or if you're a man, you just double it. So it's technically, 16. But yeah, so work's going crazy because I work outdoors. So all the contractors are trying to get all their stuff done before the snow hits. So, yeah. And, of course, grocery stores, nope. Don't want to do it. But thanks for joining. Hey, what's up, Jacob? What's going on, sir? Thanks for joining. Thanks for listening. But, yeah, so tonight, I'm just going to keep it nice and short with the intro. I have Chris and Katie Coppick on. They're going to be coming on talking about some things in life that really aren't geared towards men, but more geared towards women and, things that women go through in their lives at certain journeys. But, Chris is all about it because he is the husband of Katie. But they're going to be talking about Katie's journeys with IVF and how that's influenced her mental health. But just real quick, what's up, Baker? How you doing, sir? Thanks for joining in. Thought I would say hello to you guys. And it is 60s in Florida. Well, sir, you can have the snow that we're going to get over this weekend. I'll ship it down there to you. But anyways, let's bring on Chris and Katie Coppick and get this show started. What's up, guys?
Hey.
Chris is looking mighty sleepy over there. Right? Those of you who don't know, Chris works in the, I don't know, what would you call it? The correctional facilities?
Yeah.
And he went to bed at 1 o'clock this morning and got up at 3 o'clock this morning for work. Now, I could not do it. Sorry.
Yeah, I just got here like 10 minutes ago from work. It's a long day.
No. And Katie, I'm sure, was sleeping soundly when you went to bed this morning and when you got up. Or do you wake her up when you get up?
I don't remember.
He always tells me goodbye. But when we lay down, like when it's time, like, hey, let's go lay down, and the 5-pound Pomeranian has bossed us into bed, I'm asleep within 10-15 minutes. I'm dead. If I wake up, he's over there on his phone with a laptop doing who knows what. I'm not built that way. I like sleep. I'll sleep all the time.
The 5-pound Pomeranian that probably weighs 20 pounds when you're sleeping. Let's just be honest.
Well, she has her own pillow, so yeah.
That's bougie.
They're
Ours,
spoiled.
Our dog does not have his own pillow. He has his own bed. Well, so do the cats, but he'll get up in bed with me and Krista, and he'll want to lay on her side, and he'll make her scoot over so he can lay on her side. But I mean, he'll only stay there for like 5 minutes, if that, and then jump down. But yeah. So thank you guys for coming on. I know 2 weeks ago you had the sickness.
Oh yeah, it was nice.
I tell people all the time it's because you drink the beard oil.
Hey, look at that ingredient list. You can drink it just fine.
It's because you It's because you drink Lucky Boy beard oil. Okay?
Please don't drink anybody's
beard oil. Don't drink the beard oil. Okay? It's because you drink Lucky Boys. That's why.
That's the dog that bosses us.
That's the dog that bosses us.
I mean, you got like 5 or 6 of them. So
we have 5, 4 of the little ones like that, and then a husky that thinks she's little like that.
That's too much. We have 1 and 2 cats, and I could never have 5 dogs, especially not in this place. Look at that. The thing is, how did you get them all to pose like that?
It's rare. You have to have a treat. Yeah, if you have a treat and you catch them at just the right second, you'll get lucky. It doesn't happen often.
Just say the N word. We got some nummies.
Nummies. Oh, your doggies want a numbie?
They are a great source of happiness and comfort. I know people are like, "Oh my God, 5 dogs." Well, 4 of them equal 1 average size dog.
Yeah. So, and I'm sure that they've been some comfort with you guys in dealing with what you've dealt with, in your journeys. First, let's tell the masses who you guys are and how you two met.
Okay, so we're Chris and Katie Coppick, and we actually met in 2008. We both worked at the local Walmart, and we reconnected in 2017, and we've been together ever since.
Chris was the bag boy, and you were the girl checking people out, right?
He was electronics. I was photo lab developing pictures.
So, you were kind of near each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was working my way through college. I had dreams back then,
Katie saw you and said, I want to play with his Nintendo.
Like I say, those Walmart khakis did it for me.
Listen, I did have a Super Nintendo in college.
See,
eBay was popular, so you just buy like 7 different bundle sets so you could get all the games you wanted and then just resell them and get your money back.
Yeah.
Actually gave you money for them.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. We were doing some cleaning around our house the other day, and we found a Wii.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah. And I'm like, does anybody play these anymore? Like, I don't know.
I'd fire it up. I was terrible at those games, though.
So I don't have any games for it, I don't think. But we found the Wii. So which I thought was kind of cool to find a Wii. But anyways, so the reason why I asked you guys to come on, and the reason why Chris wanted to come on, is so we could talk about something that's you guys have dealt with, and that is pregnancy. That is something that, yes, a lot of my viewers right now don't know anything about because we're men, but we don't know what the women have to go through sometimes to make that happen. And one of those things is IVF. If you just want to speak on that, and then we'll go through that situation.
I've known since I was about 16 that getting pregnant or maintaining a pregnancy would be difficult for me because I have polycystic ovarian syndrome.
All right, so that's PCOS for guys that don't understand.
It's essentially just the hormones in my body are really irregular.
Yeah.
Things that shouldn't be, so it just causes a whole big mess of symptoms. It's really different per person. Yeah. So when we've done some medicated cycles, different thing we tried, but we didn't really get serious about it until last year. So we did some medicated cycles. I've lost a bunch of weight because they always say, "Oh, lose weight and it's going to fix all your problems." It didn't. So we heard the words, okay, we need to look at IVF. And that's really scary because 1, it's a lot of emotional baggage. 2, it's really fucking expensive.
Yeah. And it's emotional baggage because you can't do it on your own, No. So you have to have that. And I can see where the depression would sit in because you would think that, Chris is like, well, my swimmers aren't swimming. And you're like, we've tried,
We're swimming, boy. Hey, we're swimming, man.
But no, you go into it doing all these tests and you think, we're going to do this medication. This will work. They said we could up this and this will work and different things. And
yep.
you feel really betrayed by your body, especially as a woman. Not that all women are good for is having babies. Don't think that I think that. But it is the one thing that only we can do.
Well, and that's really all women at some point in their life want to have a child, want to be able to care for that specific baby, and so yeah, it's natural for a woman to feel that way, but yeah, I could never. I'm glad I'm not a woman. I have a son, and I was blessed to have that little boy, but I know what his mom went through during her journey, so I could never, imagine going through, that whole thing of seeing like, all right, we got this. The cycles are right, the stars are aligning, and then all of a sudden it's like you have that sense of defeat, and agony.
Every month for a while, and you try to stay positive. You try not to let it fester, let it linger, because that's not doing you any good. You can't let it do you. But especially like the medications, man, that shit is rough. I think I did a really good job of not going completely crazy.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm just kidding.
But it felt like it today.
Chris drove you crazy. That's really what it was. It wasn't the medicines. It was your husband. All right.
No, he was there with me. Every shot I had to give myself, he stood next to me. Like, he did as much as he could on his part. Like, and I know for men, a lot of times in that situation, they can feel kind of helpless.
Yeah.
Because you're just like, here, I'll bring you snacks and warm blankets and hold your hand. But you're like, what else can you do?
And you're like, get away.
Oh, no, I'm clingy. I don't feel good. I'm like, be in the room with me at all times. Like, yeah, even if like I'm reading and he's playing a video game, we're next to each other.
And IVF is not cheap whatsoever. It's a very expensive thing.
Our insurance, it was capped at $20,000, and it's crazy because this is my frustration. I guess I can unload a little bit about my part of it. Like, it's frustrating because I just have such a mistrust for insurance companies and for hospitals and doctors and stuff like that, because there's just so much bullshit involved in it. So we was allotted $20,000, right? And if we would have let the insurance cover it right off the rip, $18,000 was the medication. But our doctor said, now listen, if you go to this place on the other side of Charleston, it's sketchy as fuck. Tell them you don't have insurance, pay cash, you'll save $10,000. I'm like, it's
a tiny little, which I love that for that area because it's way off the beaten path.
Yeah.
And it's a little discount pharmacy, and it's obviously intended for low income people. So we go and we fill out the paperwork.
This is for Jason real quick. Hey, Jason.
Right back at you, buddy. So we thankfully qualify for more of a discount than we thought. So that was a blessing. And I tell anybody I know in the area, it's worth the drive because you're saving thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy that in this country, we're so advanced in everything. Even we're advanced in medical, but it's not available for everybody. So you have to do some sketchy shit.
It's available if you have this. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's just be honest. If you have the money, I mean, come on now. Everybody knows that the cure for cancer is out there. Everybody knows the cure for AIDS is out there, but it's all about this. If you got the money, you can have the cure for whatever you want, but it comes at a cost, But and so you're talking about people doing sketchy shit, like going to a sketchy pharmacy. That's why so many people will go outside of the U.S. to have like anything cosmetic done with their bodies because it's cheaper,
And there's amazing facilities like in Mexico. Where people even go to Europe. There's some amazing facilities because they're not so focused on maximum profit.
Yep. But so you made that journey, and you still had to pay that $8,000. but you're thinking, all right, I made this journey. I'm going to have to lay down $8,000. And then next thing you know, it's $8,000 gone because it didn't work.
And then I tried to post it on Facebook that I was really excited that we got our medications.
Yeah.
So much less than they would be, traditionally. And Facebook accused me of trying to sell drugs. I'm like, no, these are my very expensive drugs. I'm not selling them.
Now, was that the picture of the medication on the truck?
Yes. We had just picked them up. And
I remember that. Yeah.
I was just like trying to share, like I was excited, like step 1, here we go. And Facebook's like, no, you're a drug dealer. Thanks.
And they flagged it.
Yep.
I think you got suspended. You couldn't do ads or make any post on your business page.
Yeah, it was the weirdest restrictions it put on my Facebook for like 3 months or something stupid. So here's the medication hurdle. And then the next hurdle was they're like, okay, now here's this genetic testing that we highly recommend because I'm what's considered, God love it, a geriatric pregnancy because I'm over 35.
Well, I was 38 when my son was born, and so his mom was also considered a geriatric pregnancy because she was over that age threshold, so to speak.
Yeah, and then not knowing, because infertility can stem from so many things.
Mm-hmm.
Our diagnosis officially on the paperwork is unexplained infertility. So when they kind of present it, they're like, hey, here's option A that costs this many thousands of dollars, or option B that's $5,000 more, but we recommend this one because we don't
more stuff our insurance company won't cover because they don't think it's
necessary.
They don't think it's necessary. Yeah. I feel like as a medical facility, would it not be necessary to, one, have the best chance of retrieval and transfer, but also the healthiest option? Well, we're just going to chance it, and you might get, what?
Yeah, you could have, like, thankfully, like when they did my blood work, they genetically tested me to see what I was a carrier for.
Mm-hmm.
And they wanted to do him, but when my results came back, I'm not a carrier for any of like what they would consider like the big ones. So we opted not to because another out of pocket several $100 test.
What was that?
Yeah.
That was 600. It was like 800 for me to test. So like we opted out.
Yeah,
doing that
because I wasn't a carrier for any of the like serious complication birth defects or anything. So this genetic testing, they test the chromosomes to look for any chromosome abnormalities. So things that can lead to a not successful implantation, miscarriage, or birth defects upon birth. To me, that sounds pretty important. I would like to know if we're going through this and we have the option to pick our healthiest, best chance embryo, why would you not do that?
Yeah.
So
you get to pick boy or girl too in that.
Yeah.
Situation.
Yeah. So
cool.
I mean, or you can have twins.
Yeah.
I wouldn't hate that because then I could just be like one pregnancy and done. Just be in the for a few years and it's fine.
Yep. You have the 2 kids and that's it.
Yep. So that was another hurdle. So, and we're making this loan payment every month now.
Not that it's about the money or the loan. It's just the frustration with having good insurance, but it doesn't fucking work.
Yeah. I mean, well, as Chad says, Chad Howe, it's a scam. I mean, really, it is a scam. Because you look at it, if you have this insurance plan and you have this insurance plan, and they're like totally like one's this much and one's this much, you got to look at how much coverage are you getting here and how much coverage are you getting here. You might get a little bit more with this one, but really it's like, how much more am I getting, based on the dollar amount that I'm spending,
So when I was in my car wreck last year, one of many car wrecks, but that's when I found out from the lawyer that we had to get that your car insurance covers medical expenses and stuff like that from car accidents.
Mm-hmm.
Your bills, if you go to the hospital and they're like, you say car accident, this is the situation. I'm thinking, okay, I'm telling them that this is a car accident. They asked me that question because they want to make sure to give me the proper care.
Yeah.
Fuck no. They wanted to make sure that they billed properly. So if you were in a car accident, which I was, the bill was $8,000 more if I was in a car accident as compared to if I had this injury outside of the car for my health insurance to cover it. Because I ain't even going to go into that.
So you get hurt in a car accident, that they bill it to your insurance, car insurance. It's higher than if they bill it to your health insurance.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, we've learned, unfortunately, so many things about insurance in the last year that make me angry.
Well, because my car insurance wouldn't cover it because I wasn't liable for the incident. So they said, not covering it, your medical insurance will cover it. And then the bill went from, one of them was $13,000 down to $7,000, and one of them was $8,000 down to $800. And I'm like, the care was exactly the same. What's the difference?
Yeah. And you know what, like, so I've never really looked at it this way. Now you have to wonder, how come all these people go without insurance? It's because, here's the thing. They can go in the hospital, get the same care that somebody without insurance can get, $0. Now, yes, now they have it to where you can get, like when you do your taxes, you'll get, a negative, like you'll get, I forgot what they call it. But,
they give you some kind of credit for having.
Yeah, well, you get penalized if you don't. You get a credit for.
Yeah.
But I mean, come on now. If I can go to a hospital and not have any insurance and get the same care as the person next to me who's got the highest deductible, the highest everything, the best insurance plan, that tells you something,
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we're so excited going into everything because we're like, oh my God, he has amazing insurance.
Yeah.
Our health insurance is really, really good. We're very fortunate. But the number of tests that they don't want to cover, the stuff that they don't want to pay for, it's been so annoying. And it's just an added stressor to an already really emotional, stressful situation.
And then when you start going through this shit, then all of a sudden now insurance is on my radar. Now when I'm talking to guys at work, we're talking about insurance and all this stuff. So not to name any names, but a coworker of mine had testicular prostate cancer a few years ago, right? He was scared to death thinking, man, I got it. My body's producing this. Now, where else is it at? I want to go talk to my doctor and say, hey, listen, I want a full checkup. And they're like, well, buddy, your insurance ain't going to cover that. We're gonna scan the area where we found it, and that's it. Fuck that.
Which, by the way, I think this is very important. Guys, go get that checked. Right?
Yeah.
Like
he said there was no symptoms at all. No symptoms. He came out of nowhere.
Well, and here's the thing. Now, when they do that, they do it by a blood test. They no longer do the old finger up the poop shooter anymore.
Really?
Yeah.
Shit,
So they can.
I might go get one now.
They can check it. They can check it by doing a simple blood test. So last year I had on a guy by the name of Paul Kennedy. He had prostate cancer, and they checked his by doing a simple blood test. It was no longer the, hey, come in and let me stick my entire fist up your ass. It was, hey, come in and do this simple blood test. So yes, and Jeff Harmon can attest to this. It's a simple blood test now that they do instead of the old
colon cancer. They do blood tests for that one too now.
I think that still.
I don't know. I mean, you can get Cologuard and mail your poop in.
That's what I was saying. I'm gonna poop in a box. Fuck yeah, I'll do that. I'll poop in a box with the Jason from Lucky Boy.
wrong type of box, but I'm sure it would work.
Oh man, he's gonna be scared to open boxes for me now.
do not open. It's got the poisonous symbol on it.
Yes, I'll have a big box. And when you open that big box, there's a mask and gloves. He puts that on to open the little box. It's got the shit in it.
But speaking of
just off the rails there. It's okay.
That actually is kind of relevant.
Yeah.
So, we do our first embryo transfer, and they're like, everything looks great. The embryo was textbook perfect, yada, yada. And it fails. So they're like, okay, we're going to do this procedure called a hysteroscopy. And they go into your uterus and scrape, and they're doing like biopsies and all kinds of tests to try and figure out why. Mm-hmm. Well, we got the results from that at the beginning of December that they found a large polyp that positive for endometrial adenocarcinoma, which is endometrial cancer.
Yep.
And you want to talk about a gut punch? Parked right outside the salon here and had to come into work and pretend everything was okay. Had to call him at work, have a breakdown for a few minutes, and then compose myself and come back in.
How can you though? After hearing that,
got shit to do.
And two things for me. One, we're making payments for a baby that didn't come because they wouldn't test that.
Yeah.
Before. That should be something. They said it happens all the time. 9 times out of 10, if somebody's going through all this and everything's the numbers that they were, they go back and check polyps or this and that.
Yeah, and the polyps aren't
fucking
always
start
cancerous.
checking there first.
Yeah, do it from the beginning. That way, if they know it's not going to work, it'll save you some fucking money. Excuse my French, but it'll save you some money, and it'll save you the mental anguish, and the time of having to go through what you've gone through. We
had to go to South Carolina a couple trips.
Yep.
For that.
So if they would have started that when they're just evaluating, like, okay, why aren't you getting pregnant naturally?
Yeah.
I think that should be standard procedure in your first round of testing and appointments when they're like, hey, we've tried for this long and nothing's working, before you dive into the heavy stuff.
And this is a little simple of me, but the reason I feel like they don't really care, their steps and process they do, is because right there, they got more money, the more tests.
Well, yeah, because here's the thing. They don't want to do the simple thing first. They want you to spend all the money you can. And then they're like, oh, but wait, we could do this. You know what I'm saying? Like
all the stuff that's going on. It is in the back of your mind. You're frustrated because you're like, man, I'm making a car payment for a baby that's not here.
Yeah.
And now we have to deal with cancer.
So we get those results, panic, get a referral to Charleston, West Virginia, CAMC Hospital, very highly rated. And their gynecology oncologist is very highly rated. We dug into him a little bit. So we go to that appointment and he sits us down. He's like, okay, it is cancer. We have good news in that there are 2 kinds of endometrial cancer. One moves very, very slow. One moves very, very fast. We were very fortunate that it was the slow moving one and that it was so very early, because I'm diligent with my pap smears and all of the ladies' health things that they tell us to do. I'm on top of that stuff because cancer rates are so high. But there's no symptoms with this until it's really bad, until it's like stage 3 or 4. It's all symptoms that women brush off. Oh, you're a little bloated. Oh, you're a little more crampy than normal. Oh, your cycle's irregular. All these things that could be 500 other things that we just brush off. And that's a big thing with women's health, that a lot of the times our concerns with things like that are brushed off and not taken seriously.
Well, that's you could also say that with men too. Oh,
for sure.
That because we're guys, like, well, when we're sick, what's the one thing we don't want to do? Oh, it's just a simple cold. It'll blow over. And half the time it will. But then there's been a lot of times where you've had a guy who's had a simple cold that's turned into cancer. Or something serious, but because we're men, we're not going to go, get that looked at because I'm a guy. I can't go to the doctor because if I go to the doctor, I'm weak, and that's just like men. talking about their mental health. If some guys are afraid to talk about their mental health because if they talk about it, they're perceived as a weak individual. But that's why I really create this podcast is for men and women to be able to come on here and talk about it and share it and not be looked at that they're a weak individual. So it's important to get that shit taken care of. All right? I know I should listen to my own words, but it's important to get that shit taken care of.
Yeah, and I lost my dad to colon cancer because he brushed it off and it's just this, or I just don't feel good. And next thing you know, it was stage 4, and we had him for 6 months from his diagnosis to his passing. So I don't mess around with this stuff. I do my best to stay on top of it. So I'm grateful that whatever led us to finding it so very early. We had an MRI on New Year's Eve of all times. Thought that was odd, but we go and I was like, "Are you serious? Is that anybody actually going to be there when I show up? Are you sure?"
Yeah.
So we did that and got the results back that they couldn't see anything else on the MRI.
All right.
So fingers crossed that it was so very early that it was pretty much isolated to that polyp and that they got it. I'm still on medication and I'll stay on medication until March when they're going to do another procedure to check. But really hoping, fingers crossed for us, that they got it and that I'm very fortunate. I'm going to hope for that.
So let's say that they get that. What's the next steps in the journey of to have a baby Coppick?
As soon as my oncologist clears us to go back to our fertility clinic, we'll set up for another transfer. Another thing that they found during that hysteroscopy is one of the hormone shots that you take when you're about to do an embryo transfer is progesterone. And it's a big, thick oil shot that you have to give yourself in the muscle of the butt, and it sucks.
It's so it leaves a knot, and she has to rub the knot in and heat it and massage it to get it to work through.
It's painful.
That's why she has you, sir. You're supposed to rub that knot in.
He does, but it's still no amount of rubbing or hot baths or heating pads help. Yeah. But it doesn't get rid of it. It still hurts to sit. It hurts to lean certain ways. Yeah. But they found out that I need to be on that medication for longer than I was, more than the standard. They're like, so that's a good thing that it did tell them things like that to adjust my medication protocol for when we do go back to try. To
again things that they should have tested to begin with. Do we need to know how much medication we need to give her? Let's fucking test that from the rib.
Yeah.
It's so frustrating. Yeah. And this is not one specific location, like our fertility clinic. It's not them. It's the standard. It's what they're all doing.
Yeah. Our fertility clinic, I have no complaints. They've been wonderful to work with. Mm-hmm. They've been so accommodating, and I love them. They're fine, but it's this standard procedure shit that needs to update.
Yeah. I mean, it's just, I think that it's just crazy that they make you jump through all these hoops, to get to this point when they know that they can just totally bypass those hoops, like Chris said, it's one more thing for them to make you spend the money. Not like they don't need your money because they have a lot, but it's just, I take Cosentyx every single month for my psoriasis. If I didn't have help with my copay, my out-of-pocket expense after insurance, it would be $6,000, and I don't have $6,000 to pay for a shot every single month.
Who does?
What's crazy is when I went to Tenerife, Spain, you didn't see obese people there. I was the only one on the whole damn island, man. I was wearing my baggy, too much clothes, overweight with a beard. They knew automatically, oh, he's an American.
Yeah, this guy's from America.
They didn't have, because I was eating, they called it something else, but it was pizza. It was bread, sauce, cheese, pepperoni, but they called it something else. Pie, maybe.
It was pie.
But I'm eating this because I'm I'm over here. I'm gonna explore different stuff, and pizza's my thing. So I'm eating this. I'm getting heartburn. I'm like, all right, they got these things called pharmacitas.
All right.
Yeah, it's like a pharmacy, but you don't need a doctor to go get the medication you need. So I went in. I get the advisor. I got my cousin's girl with us. She speaks 7 languages. She's communicating for us. Seriously, 7 languages. And she had no clue what Tums was. They didn't have it on the whole island. They never heard of it because they don't get heartburn.
Yeah, it's because they're used to eating that, you know.
Yeah.
Like healthy, fresh food that's not preservative.
Oh yeah, I was eating like crazy over there. I lost like 20 some pounds, and I was eating nonstop. Nothing changed except for the food I was eating. If I go to a pasta place, get pasta, bread, I didn't feel bloated and sick afterwards. I was just like, damn, this is let's go to the beach. Let's go. The volcano. I mean, we're just going all over the place.
Well, and that's why I think that has a lot to do with our general health. Is the stuff that we put inside of our bodies because it is so injected with crap, and even the organic stuff, the stuff they say is organic. Like how do I truly know that that's organic? Just because it says it on a label, unless you're growing your own vegetables and you're raising your own cattle, and you know what the feed that you're feeding them is. It's like, there is no such thing as eating healthy. I mean, a salad can still be bad for you.
Oh yeah, and I'm a firm believer that if you look at the statistics of infertility and PCOS in general as a diagnosis, it coincides greatly with the rise of obesity in our country, the rise of cancers in our country, and I firmly believe it is the hormones that they put into the food.
It's
convinced me otherwise that the way they genetically modify these chickens to be gigantic and just all the stuff they do to produce more and to make them bigger, we're eating that. And look at the rise of hormone imbalances and hormone issues and endocrine issues and all these things in our society. It stems directly from that, in my opinion.
And the only answer, for that is that, you do have these people that eat right, but they work out, so they're constantly burning those calories. If that's or you have those people that take the GLP-1s. Here's the thing: you take those and you stop. Guess what's going to happen? The weight's going to come back on. You're not going to unless you start over again, you're not going to continue to lose the weight. It's just going to come back on. So
I lost 80 pounds on a GLP-1, and I've maintained a good majority of that loss, even through these insane hormone-based medications.
So maybe the medications were helping each other in a way. You know what I'm saying?
But I think,
with that,
Yeah, the bigger issue is people use it as an excuse to eat anything they want in smaller portions, and then when you don't have the then you're eating whatever you want in bigger portions, so you're going to gain it back. I broke habits. I've not had carbonate like pop. I've not had pop in 5 years.
Like soda in general?
Yep, nothing carbonated for 5 years.
I love carbonate. I
drink.
It hurts now. I don't even like it.
I drink zero sugar soda. Okay, zero sugar soda.
I do these.
That's my downfall.
These are my addiction because they're not carbonated. They're only 25 calories and they're a shitload of B vitamins. Not that it makes it healthy, but it's not sugar-loaded caffeine.
So I looked up the life expectancy on my phone for the average United States citizen compared to Europe. There's a 7 or 8 year difference. They get 7 or 8 more years than we do.
They also have standardized healthcare because their government attempts to give a shit about them in a lot of places.
But so does Canada. Canada has standardized healthcare. But here's the thing with that. And I'm a proponent of, I think there should be standardized healthcare in the United States. But the thing is, once you get to that certain age, it's like, oh, you're 70. Well, this person's 30. This person has way more life to give. So we're going to give this person more healthcare than we are a 70-year-old. That's that's the only thing that I think is wrong with standardized healthcare is because the older you are, the less benefits that you'll have compared to somebody who's 30-year-old. You know,
I feel like that's still our system now. The way it works. My doctor told me that he thinks I have a benign?
Yeah,
not a benign, which basically means it's a non-cancerous tumor. He thinks it's like in here pushing on because like I have no hearing on this side, so that's what he thinks it is. And he said, "Man, it's a good thing you got this when you was young because if you was like 60, 70 years old, insurance wouldn't cover it." I'm like, "Are you serious?" They're like, "Yeah, you ain't got enough life left for them to justify paying the bill." I'm like, "Wow,
it's such a broken system."
It is, yeah, totally.
And I don't know what the answer is exactly, but I know that what we're doing currently ain't fucking working.
I truly believe that we in this country as a society, we pick battles. I don't necessarily think they're as important. Yeah, there's been a lot of stuff going on in the political world and the George Floyd and COVID. That stuff that changed a lot across the country or across the world. Stuff like that happened. So if we were to have that attitude towards healthcare for everybody in this country right now, like that. So if we focus on that, I promise you, healthier people are going to be happier people.
Well, and this is one thing. As you've seen lately, there's a lot of smoke screens going up, you know, and it's all to cover up underlying crap that's going on that they don't want people to see, you know.
Yeah,
there's a lot of smoke screens, and I don't want to get political. Sorry, that's not what this is all about. But you know, I get it. If we were to concentrate more on healthcare and what we put into our bodies, but the thing is, we would have to follow the European. Whoever is in charge of the European model of healthcare, you know, they have it down pat. You know,
and it starts from the food they eat.
Yeah,
the plastic. There was no plastic bottles on that entire island. It was if you seen plastic, you was paying an ungodly amount of tax to use it. It was considered a luxury tax. So it was great drinking from glass bottles again, like when you was a kid. That was probably the coolest thing about that island. Having a pop, which is rare to find a pop, but you get a pop in a glass bottle.
But I think that it circles back to you don't see as much infertility in other countries. You don't see that crises that we're having here in America. Not that it doesn't happen, but it doesn't happen in the large numbers that we have here.
Yeah.
And I should be able to focus on the healing I need to do, what I need to do to my body, the medications, the procedures, and not also have to worry about the financial aspect of it. It's kind of crazy to go in debt trying to have a family.
Yeah. Well, you know, if you ever want to adopt, I know a man baby. His name is Jason Sewell. All right.
That's defective. Look at it.
It's defective. By the way, I love you, Jason. But no, if that ever crosses your mind, go for it because I'm adopted. You know, and thank God I'm adopted because I don't know if I would have seen the light of day had my parents not adopted me. So,
oh no, it's an amazing. Like it's not off the table. But like most people, we want to give it our absolute best shot.
Yeah.
Look at this face. Look at this. I want to do this. I need. Face.
He's okay. He's fair at best. So speaking of fair at best, you know, you guys are BAMF, right? Which you are the beard and mustache formula, or you're the badass motherfucking beard company. Okay, let's just be honest with that. You know, you guys are doing something exciting in September with a couple of friends. What's going on with that? Let's break the news to the masses.
Oh, we got the beard competition in Pomeroy, Ohio.
Nope. Details are still being worked out, so we don't really have, other than the fact that it's happening, and that's awesome, and we're so excited. The details are still developing. We're hoping to get everything locked in here soon. Now that the holidays are over and everything's kind of settling down.
Because it revolves around the stern wheel regatta, so you have to.
Yeah.
You have to. It's a lot of manipulating with an already in existence festival that's going on.
And I can speak from existence. Okay, working with an already existing festival that's going on is a hard thing. It sucks. Everybody knows. The majority of people know that are watching this that I organize a beard competition that goes along with the tattoo festival, and it has been good and it's been bad. After March, my event, the Cyan Tattoo Beard Mustache competition, will be final. It'll be it, and that is taking a lot of stress off my plate. All right, but I'm doing one in June. Okay, again, some things are out of my control, just like the thing in March. But if you find yourself out there being able to work with an organizer who understands your passion of helping others through charity, then it is a great thing, to be able to find that, And I've been to the past events there in Pomeroy they were successful in their own, all right, considering the people that were doing them. But I think that the one in September will be probably as big as the ones in the past were.
Yeah, I think every time we go out and have a meeting at a Mexican restaurant or something, there's just people that they just get around there like, are you guys bringing the comp back?
Is it back? Is it happening?
We haven't even said anything at that point, and they're already creating whispers and hype about it. So I do love our community. Our farmers market in Meigs County was ranked number 2 in the country.
That's pretty good.
We're at they as a community, man, they bind together to.
They hustle so hard. They do a ton of stuff oriented for children. That's honestly how the phrase, beard and mustache formula came into existence for our name, because they wanted us there. We wanted to be there, but it is extremely family oriented. So the organizer, Stephanie, at the time, she's like, we got to do something about the name.
You can't be badass motherfucking Beardco. You got to be beard mustache formula. You got to be PC now.
It worked. It was fine. Honestly, we've only had over the few years, 2 people get upset at the name. So it's fine. It's funny. People laugh.
I don't remember how the name came about. I just remember just thinking whenever I built the brand itself, just like I want to create something to where we can create hype for the user. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that would be, there's so many different ways you can look at mottos and mission statements and things, but that's just something that I wanted to do and create, is for somebody to wear it. You're wearing anybody's stuff. You wear it, you're well groomed. People everywhere you go, people's like, man, that smells good. What is that? You're getting compliments. You're not getting bad attitude towards people. So people,
but you're
positive attitude, and then you're able to generate that back.
And you're giving back to the community, and which that's why I support the companies that I support, is because the companies that I've worked with and support, that they've given back to the community, and that's what I look for. I look for somebody who's going to be like, all right, we're going to donate 20% of our sales of this to the vets. We're going to donate 20% of our sales, 10% of our sales to a mental health based charity. That's why I look for companies. Because any beard company that makes beard product can easily make beard product, but unless you're doing something positive to benefit, those who need it, you're not getting my money. Sorry, You know, I mean, that's just how I am.
We really enjoy the opportunities we have to give back. That's why anytime you see us at a beard comp, you're going to see that we go hard at the auction table for donations, because why not? Why not, I mean, what we can to boost how much money is getting raised for that charity. We did the Slash cancer oil for my friend Holly, whose treatments have been going amazing, and I'm so excited for her.
It's just, I guess on one hand, you're like, you're going to be that change that people need, but then you got the other hand of, just for me thinking, it's frustrating that we have to do. I'm telling you, man, it is nonstop charities. We do nonstop charities.
Yeah.
At work, I'm doing charities. Here, I'm doing charities. It's frustrating that we have to do charities to take care of people in this country. It's great that we're doing it, but man, why do we have to do that? Why is our country not taking care of themselves? Like, why are we not as a society able to do that?
So am I hearing a Chris Coppick for president coming up? Because I mean, come on.
I am anti-government, man. Listen, man, whenever you got politicians that are saying they don't know what the fucking grocery store is, come on, man. You don't know what a grocery store is?
Well, no, because
so far above us, they don't know how we're living down here. I'll tell you what, it doesn't matter what side you get, the red, blue, pink, red, green, yellow, whatever politics, you get them to come to my house, and my house is not bad, it's not dirty. They're going to come in there, they're going to go, oh, people live like this? They have no clue what the majority of the country is living like, and they're just they just don't care.
They're so detached.
Well, you know, you're living one way, and you're living life in a positive way, okay? And you're not giving up, you know, because through everything you guys have been through with IVF and with, you know, the cancer word, you haven't thrown in the towel yet. And
if you haven't noticed, we don't know the meaning of the word quit. That does not exist in our vocabulary.
You can slow down, but you won't quit.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you guys.
The salon.
His
back still hurts from laying all that floor.
It's a lot of work, but you know, you gotta do it sometimes to make the world a beautiful place.
Yeah, we want to. That's why we try to do the charity stuff we do, because if you can inspire one other person to do something small in a similar vein, then it spreads.
And you know, all these beard comps that you go to, that we've gone to, I mean, the stuff that they're doing. Like, I know a few people, maybe they go to these comps for other reasons. I think I challenge people when they go to a beard comp, the first thing you need to be doing is, if you don't know, find out what charity they're doing it for. Find out what the cause is, get involved in it and what they're doing. That's why I take such pride in Meigs County, where we're from, because it's so impoverished there. There's just so much people in need. I mean, even Joe Burrow, whenever he did his Heisman speech, he's talking about 30 minutes above Meigs County. That's where he's talking about. Because he lives in that area. He knows how impoverished it is and how many people that's all they know, because they've never been anywhere else. And that's why I get so passionate about having pride in where I'm from and saying, like, this is where I'm from. We're gonna raise something, and we're gonna make some noise and bring attention to get some help here. You know?
And I think that everybody should have that pride. Well, guys, thank you for coming on. I appreciate you both. I love the banter that's been going on back and forth between you and Lucky Boy. You know, two of my friends having a great time, and I'm sure that will fire up again soon. But thank you both for being able to come out on tonight. I appreciate you guys.
Thanks for having us. Yeah. It's a bummer that Jason had to bail and, you know, on purpose schedule his flights to not be here. It's fine.
I mean, they did raise, and for those of you who don't know, Jason went to UMatt over the weekend, and they raised $20,000 for charity. So that's a pretty good, damn positive thing that they did, you know. So I can't hate them for that.
No, never. It's for anybody who watches the banter, God, please know it's all in fun.
It really is, all right. and ignore the guy that tries to get in the middle of it. Okay. But all right, guys, I'm gonna kick you to the backstage, and I'll be with you after the show.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Bye.
All right, guys and girls, that is it. That's a show for the night. Thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate it. But I do have one important thing before we go. Next Tuesday, January the 27th, is my 47th birthday. Yay. But that's not the most important thing. I am sitting down with a reporter here in the area that I live in, actually down the road in Cincinnati, Ohio. They do a kind of like a side show called The Bright Side, and they focus on pretty much people's stories, and pretty much what this podcast is all about. So I'm sitting down with that reporter next Tuesday at 1:00 on the 27th, and we're going to talk about my story, and dealing with the things I've went through, and then we're also going to talk about why I started the podcast. So, and that's going to be a national thing. It will not be on television. It will be on a local channel up here called Fox 19. It'll be on their app. So when that comes out, I'll be sure to share that with the masses. But again, thank you all for tuning in on this Wednesday night. Come back in 2 weeks. We'll have another guest. And Jason might be back. I don't know. But love you guys. Have a great night.